Welcome back, guys. So today we're doing a purple cut crease eye. It's so delicious, so sexy, perfect for date night, and it goes great with every eye color. If you like this tutorial, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and if you have any questions, drop them below. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a purple cut crease, and I'm going to be using a few different palettes to create this look. I'm going to be using the Modern Renaissance by Anastasia. That palette, this is a beautiful palette. I love this palette. I call this like my date night palette. And then I'm going to be using the Celestial Thunder palette by Dominique Cosmetics. This will be like our main palette. And then I'm going to be using the Uptown Girl palette by Makeup Institute. And I'm just basically using this palette for the black. So that's what we're gonna be doing today, and I'm really excited. Okay, so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start with just a really fluffy brush. I don't know what brand this is, but I'm gonna go into the Anastasia palette, the Modern Renaissance, and I'm gonna use this really pretty lavendery, palish purple color. It's called Buon Fresco, and I'm probably botching that. But we're gonna start with this shade, and I'm gonna pack it right into this crease. And this is what's gonna be called our transition shade. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do windshield wiper motions back and forth into that crease and get it built up and then blend it out the closer I get to the brow. Okay. And that looks pretty good to me. And I'm using a mirror, obviously. So when I look to the side, that's what I'm doing. Okay, looks good. Do the same thing to the other side. I'm just building up that Buon Fresco color. I'm building it up and then blending it out into up to my brow. And this is the reason why it's called a transition shade, is because it kind of helps you blend from like a lighter color to a darker color and makes the transition from shades a little bit easier. And this is basically going to be the lightest shade I'm going to use throughout this look. I think that looks good. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Celestial Thunder palette, and I'm gonna take this Zero Gravity shade, which is right here, and we're gonna pack that one really close in to the crease. Let me see if I can, let's get a different brush. This one. This is a Morphe brush, and it came in like a set of brushes, so I'm not really quite sure what brand it is or what like set it is. So I'm just gonna pack this right into that crease. And I'm kind of pressing hard so that it concentrates into one place. And then we'll take that brush that we used with our transition shade and blend them all together. And what I do to this eye, I'm going to do exactly to this eye. So I'm going to move on over, and I'm going to start on this side. And normally I do my eyes first, and then I'll go in with my concealer to clean up and create that sharp line. But I already did my face just to save time. So when I'm done with the look, I'll clean it up and then I'll have to reset. Just so you're aware when it looks like my face is already done and I'm adding concealer back onto it. A person could definitely use tape to create that tight edge. But I just use concealer. So I'm just gonna look, make sure that they look even on both sides. I feel like this side is maybe a tiny bit darker. I'm just gonna blend it in some more. And both of these brushes, this one's I would consider this like a crease brush, and then this one is for sure a blending brush. So see how it's like a little bit more spread out? It's definitely a blending brush. And so I'm just going to take that brush again and kind of just blend those two shades together. Make sure that that line is near invisible. It's really pretty. I like how those two colors pair with each other. Okay. Now, I'm actually gonna add a little bit more to this side because I just feel like this crease is a little bit darker. And I apologize for Ryan in the background. My son is in my room and my room is right behind me. So you're probably hearing Ryan's toy review in the background. He's trying to go to sleep. Okay. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this brush here and I'm gonna dip into that black. And I want that black to be concentrated into this outer corner, but because we're cutting out the crease, we could be a little bit messier with it, if you will. So I'm kind of setting my brush like on its side, and I'm going to pounce right onto that lid and concentrate it into that outer corner. This brush reminds me of like a painting brush because it's so, like the bristles are so flimsy, but it works really good for like darker shades so that they're not too like boom everywhere. And if I get any fallout, we'll just go back over our face. I'm not too worried about it. Now I'm just concentrating that black right into that crease. And like I said, we could be a little bit more messier with the crease area because we are cutting that out. And we are doing a half cut crease, just so you're aware. This is not a full cut crease. This is only a half. I take that brush that I used that darker shade with. I'm gonna blend those two together now. It's pretty. Okay. Do the same thing on this side. Like I said, whatever you do to one eye, you gotta do to the other. Okay, let's go. Need to leave my palette open. Really pretty. I love a good purple eye. I feel like purple is like that sexy shade that's like perfect for a date night. Not that anybody's going anywhere right now because of the Rona, but besides that, when everything is over with, you'll have this look to go off of. So smoky, so pretty. I'm gonna use this brush just to kind of blend everything together. And a little bit more to this side because I feel like this side's still a little bit darker. Start light and go darker if needed. That's about the best tip that I can give you. It's easier to build up than it is to take away. So I'm gonna take this brush that we use with that darker purple and kind of just blend the two. And you wanna be really light-handed. You don't wanna bring that black up too high. So you just wanna be really light-handed. I feel like I need a little bit more on this side still. So let's go ahead and add some more. I'm kind of pouncing. If you ever get like it looking blotchy, pounce instead of blend. Pounce on that crease instead of blending. So pretty. This is such a pretty eye. Can. Okay, I think we're perfect. Now we're gonna move on to cutting the crease. All right, so now I'm gonna take a rounded off brush. See how like that top is got like a round? Some people prefer a flat top brush. I prefer my brush to be rounded. Like it helps me create that shape a little bit better. And concealer. Some people use foundation. I'm gonna use concealer today, just kind of what I prefer. And I'm using Colourpop's Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer in the color Fair 10. Fair 10N. Okay, so here we go. So I put a little bit on the back of my hand, as you can see, and I'm gonna dip my brush into it. I'm only putting it on one side. And you want it to be light. You don't want it to be like a huge puddle on your eye. I don't know if you can tell, but I do have some like extra skin on my eyes. Plus I'm hooded, I have hooded eyelids. So I'm gonna stamp this on rather than drag. If you have that tight skin and good eyelids, go ahead and drag. But because I have hooded eyes, I'm gonna stamp. And that's just what works for me. Just what works for me. So I'm gonna start on the inner corner. Okay, see that? See if I can go right in front of this camera. Start on that inner corner. Like I said, I'm stamping. I'm gonna stamp to create the crease and then, or the line, and then I will fill it in by dragging. But this line is what you want to be sharp. And because I do have hooded eyes, I'm gonna bring my crease up a little bit higher than what my natural crease is. And what I mean by hooded eyes is my like brow bone goes out past my eyelid, and so I kind of have like sinking eyes right here, like when my eyes are open. See that? You can barely see any of my eyelid. That's how you know that you have hooded eyes. Okay. All right. Oh, sorry. I always block the camera. I apologize. So that's looking good. I am going to add some more concealer. Let me adjust the camera. Let me adjust the microphone. Hopefully it doesn't move. Okay. I'm trying to get that curve down, and then I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go out almost. See where that line is right here? I'm gonna go out to that line. I'm still stamping along. Okay, that looks about perfect to me. So now I'm just gonna fill in the rest of the way. There we go. And there's a half cut crease. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side and I'll be back. All right, so I just did this eye. So pretty. Okay, now we're gonna do this side. So here's my tip to you. Use a flat brush to grab your shimmer. I like to do shimmers on cut creases because I just feel like the concealer underneath the cut crease makes that shimmer pop. So I like to use like a flat brush, something that I can stamp with and get like a lot of pigment with, but spray your brush. It's gonna help that shimmer pop just that much more. So I'm gonna use this pretty color here, and we're gonna go right over that concealer. Right over it, but we're going to stamp. And the reason why I stamp is because that concealer can pick up, and then you're not gonna get that pop of color like you want. I like to think of that concealer almost like a glue. Almost like a glue. So here we go. Okay, stamp, 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 stamp. I'll even show you one of my hidden tricks. Sorry, interruptions. Okay, so stamp, stamp, stamp. Stamp, stamp, stamp. This is such tedious work. If you aren't using a shimmer, it does not take this long. But because I'm using a shimmer, it takes a little bit longer. Because you want that shimmer to pop. And I'm just going right up to the edge of that concealer. That concealer line. So pretty. There's packing on top. Okay. Now, what we're gonna do, so you see this line right here? We're gonna take that big blending brush, we're gonna grab it, and we're gonna tap into the black, and we're gonna blend in to that purple. Blend right in, and I like to blend at an angle and concentrate like down low. And I don't know why, I just feel like cut creases look so pretty when they kind of are at an angle. At the end of it kind of slants. Okay. Grab a little bit more of that shimmer. I need to add a little bit more over here. Sorry guys if I'm covering up the camera. I don't mean to. I'm gonna use my middle finger, and I'm just gonna kind of push down. And by doing this, I'm making sure that there's no gaps. All of the concealer's covered. Like so. Now, you guys ready for a secret? You ready for a secret? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take an angled brush. Okay, this is like a brow brush. And I'm gonna dip into that black. And I'm gonna dip into that dark purple. This one here. Okay, I'm gonna dip into both. And I'm gonna go right around the edge of that cut crease. Right around it. I feel like that is what makes the cut crease stand out and gives it more of like a pop. Like this side, I may have like went a little bit too thick with that line, but that's okay. That's okay. Okay. See that? See that? Okay, I'm gonna blend it out some more. I'm gonna grab the brush that we use for that purpley shade, or some sort of blending brush of some sort. So pretty. Now, we're gonna clean it up. I'm gonna take my concealer, and I'm using that Colourpop Fair 10N, and I'm gonna clean up this line right here, like so. See that? If you wanna go a little bit higher, go a little bit higher. Boom. Do the same thing to this side. Clean up that line, like so. Get it in your hair, because that's always fun. There we go. Put my lid back on. And I'm going to take the brush that I use for my cut crease, and I'm just going to blend that out. So this is a brush that I used to create that cut crease. I'm just going to use it to blend out that concealer so it's not so thick right here. I'm using a bigger brush now to blend it all out. And I already concealed my under eyes. So the goal here is just to make it all blend. Make it all blend. Okay, now we're gonna set it. Colourpop No Filter Setting Powder, and we're gonna go right over that concealer. Boom, 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 tap, tap, tap. Blend it all out. Same thing to this side. Tap, 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 right onto that concealer. Blend it all out. Boom. Now, Now, to finish that smoky eye, I'm going to take this purple and I'm going to drag it underneath my lash line. I'm just using a little tiny bit and going right underneath that lash line. Smoking it all out. If you want to, you could definitely do like a black liner. Do to get that powder out of your eye. So pretty. Okay, now I'm gonna do the other side. Alright, so this is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I did do mascara and lashes and an inner highlight off of the video, but I will do a video on how to apply lashes at a different time. I just didn't want this video to be too long. But I hope you all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them down below. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Bye.